All right, we are now on the record for Wednesday morning civil docket. And I'll go ahead, Ms. Orellana, which number?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have 3 this morning, starting with number 14.
Okay. CL 174211-I, Noé Sosa versus Rafael Arredondo. Okay, and what is your announcement?
Graciela Orellana.
I'm here for Mr. Frank Sabo for the defendant.
Okay.
Graciela Orellana for the plaintiff, Your Honor. On this one, we're just pending a trial date.
Okay, so did you all attend mediation?
We did. No. Yes, we did on this
No
one.
mediation on this yet.
Right. Your Honor, this is one where, if I remember correctly, we had been conducting deposition. I had an emergency and had to cut my deposition short. I've emailed Mr. Sabo to see if he wants to reschedule. I haven't gotten any response. Same thing to the mediation. So hence the reason I was stating that we were only pending trial.
Okay, well, y'all were ordered to attend mediation with Ms. Carranza, so you won't be receiving a trial setting until you go to that mediation. So get that mediation rescheduled. And how much time are you gonna need to reschedule that?
My December's all booked, and I believe Mr. Sable's as well. Probably in January, Your Honor, I can get a date so we can get it mediated.
Okay, hold up. I'm gonna have y'all come back on March the 2nd. And that should give you time to try to wrap up the deposition and go to mediation with the information that you need.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, and that'll be at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir, you may be excused. Ms. Orellana has 2 more cases.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Y'all have a good day, all of you. Thank you.
Likewise.
All right, your next case?
The next one is number 27, Your Honor.
CL 23651-I Maria Cardenas versus Farmers.
Yeah, on this one, I'm not sure that I see defense counsel, but we did settle this case.
Oh, great. Okay, how much time do you need to submit the documents?
Probably 30 days, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna send a tickler for January 7th.
Okay, I'll make sure we have a settlement document filed before then.
Okay, your next one.
And the last one, Your Honor, is number 28.
CL 210402-I David Moreno et al. Versus Liberty Mutual Insurance, okay?
And I believe Ms. Ann Cook is a defense attorney on this one.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am.
On this one, Your Honor, we have mediation set up for December 14th with Mr. Michael Zanka.
Okay. All right, February 7th at 9:30. And then let me know what happened.
Will do, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing further this morning. May I be excused?
You certainly may. Ms. Cook, do you have another case?
No, ma'am. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mr. McCallum?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have number 11 on your docket. I did see Ms. Rose Sandoval on the other side.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Rose Sandoval on behalf of Allstate.
Good morning. CL 151588-I Julio Quintanilla et al. Versus Allstate. And the announcement?
Your Honor, this case is, we just settled it in the past few days. I need to get Mrs. Sandoval the settlement instructions and get the paperwork signed. So no more than 30 days, Your Honor. If you just a tickler, we should have it all done here in the next few weeks, hopefully before Christmas.
Okay, January 7th, I'll set the tickler.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have before this honorable court, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Sure.
And
You have a
I
great
as well. Okay,
Okay, all right.
thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Your Honor. Number 18 and number 20, they're with Lisa Vasquez, and they involve the same things. They're status hearings, and we have mediation set for both of them, Your Honor.
Okay,
Lisa
CL.
Alvarado, here on behalf of the defendant on both of those cases.
Okay. CO 192637-I, Sheila Maldonado et al. Versus Santa Cruz. Okay, and when is mediation set for this one?
It's set on February the 15th at 9:30, Your Honor.
That's correct.
Okay. March the 2nd at 9:30 for a status, and at that time, we can see what the next step will be.
Yes, ma'am.
And then on CL 200927-I, Victor Manuel Flores versus Jeanette Frederick, when is that one set for?
It's set for February the 10th, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll just give it the same date, March 2nd at 9:30.
Yes, ma'am. That's all we have, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Medina.
Good morning, Judge. Number 16 on your docket.
CO 190286-I, Teresa Valdez versus Jose Rodriguez.
Ruben Medina here on behalf of the plaintiff, Teresa Valdez. I'm not sure if Mr. Denzer is on there, Judge. I just spoke to him.
I'm here, Judge.
Okay, and what is the announcement?
Judge, this is a case that's being handled by TP SIGA. They are taking a little bit longer. We have been dealing with the adjuster, but haven't had much luck getting in touch with her. I know Mr. Denzer has tried as well. So I'm suggesting if we can get a short reset, maybe a reset 30 days, and see if we can have any luck getting in touch with this adjuster.
Okay, so then this is, so the new insurance company did finally take over.
Well, the state is taking for the insolvent company.
That's right. Okay. All right. The earliest I have is February 7th.
That'll work, Judge. Give us plenty of time to get in touch with her.
Okay, February 7th at 9:30.
All right. Thank you, Judge. I have another case.
Okay, Mr. Medina, do you have another one?
I do not, Judge. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Likewise, Mr. Denzer?
I have number 10 on your docket, Alanis versus McKinney.
Okay, CO 150144-I.
And Nick Denzer for the defendant.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Cecilia Garza on behalf of the plaintiffs.
Okay, and what is the announcement?
Your Honor, we recently got involved in this case, and so I know it's an old case, and so I'm trying to catch up on it. Mr. Denzer sent me a reiterated settlement offer that I'm reviewing. I'm not sure, maybe Mr. Denzer can help to let us know whether the case has already been mediated.
I believe it has been mediated.
Okay.
So at this point, I think we're trying to resolve it informally, but I guess a trial setting, I don't know whether we need to file a DCC for that.
Yes, we are setting DCCs now because we do have a good idea for trial settings. So if you're ready for trial, if you're ready for a trial setting, go ahead and file your DCC.
Okay, we'll do so.
Okay, so then is that the route you all are gonna go?
That sounds like a good idea, Judge. And we did mediate with Mr. Ray Ortiz
Okay,
in 2020.
all right. Then I'm gonna set a tickler for the 10th, December 10th, just to make sure that you have filed your DCC.
Yes, Judge, we'll go ahead and file that. And like I said, Mr. Denzer and I will continue working to try to resolve the case informally and I think the trial setting will help.
Okay,
Thanks, Judge. I'm having
Thank you, Judge.
I've got to be in another court. May I be excused?
you certainly may.
Me as well,
Thank
Judge?
you.
Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Have a good one.
Likewise, Mr. Benz?
Good morning, Your Honor. Travis Benz here on number 6 on the court's docket, cause number CL 21-3502. This is an annuity transfer case, Your Honor. Lead counsel's asked me to announce the court to seek a reset of this matter to either late December or early January.
Okay, I don't have an issue with that. The only thing is I don't have any settings until February 7th.
I'm very well, Your Honor. I'm just here to get the closest setting I can get for a quick prove up, Your Honor.
Okay, February 7th at 9:30.
Your Honor, that concludes my business for this honorable court. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, Judge Cantu?
Wait a minute. Good morning, Your Honor. I'm on number 25 on your docket.
Good
Your
morning,
Honor,
sir.
yes, we're scheduled for mediation, I think at 1 o'clock today. And
Oh,
there's been a number of mix-ups as far as the mediation and stuff. First, I think Mr. Perales was not available, but we have agreed to a mediator, and we're scheduled to mediate this afternoon at 1.
okay, CL 2030-26-I. And is Mr. Hernandez present?
I am Judge Jose Hernandez here on behalf of Eleanor Ready Mix.
Okay, well then,
Mark Montalvo on behalf of Holt Chamont.
And Richard Fryer on behalf of Sherryland Water Supply Corporation.
okay, well then you all, hopefully you have a good mediation this afternoon and I'll have you all come back on February the 7th.
Sounds good, Judge.
Thank
And
you,
that'll
Judge.
be at 9:30.
Perfect.
Very good.
All
Will
right,
be-
good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and happy holidays, Your Honor.
Likewise.
May I be excused?
Okay, yes, you may. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. All right, Mr. Alemán?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have number 8 on the court's docket.
CL 213852-I, Christina Ray versus the state of Texas. Yes, sir.
That's a petition for occupational license, Your Honor. I'm not sure if Mr. Sosa is on right now from the DA's office.
I haven't seen anybody from the DA's office.
I had received prior message from him on November 22nd indicating they were in agreement with this petition, Your Honor. So I'm not sure if the court wants to proceed.
Did he sign? Go ahead, Mr. Rivera.
I can see, Judge, if they can log on or if they will file an agreed order.
Mr. Alemán, did he sign off on your order?
To be honest with you, Judge, no, that was my original petition when I filed the order was from when I filed the petition. I can do a modified, but I was hoping to get that order signed as soon as possible for my client's convenience, obviously, on getting the occupational license.
If he said that they agreed to it, just have him sign the order submitted today and I'll sign off on it.
I appreciate that, Judge.
All right.
If we could just do it by submission, Judge, do we need anything further from my client?
No.
Okay.
As long as the DA's office signs off on it, I'll take it by submission.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate that very much. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Likewise. Miss Carranza Hernandez?
Good morning, Judge. I'm here on number 9 on your docket. David Oliveira is present as well, Judge.
Good morning,
Okay.
Your Honor. Present for the defendants.
Good morning. CL 141300-I, Alicia Alonso versus FEMA Enterprises. And what is the announcement?
Judge, we had some issues whether or not there was an outstanding lien in this case so that we could try to settle it informally. We have confirmed that there is no lien, and so we're ready to move forward. We did speak to Mr. Oliveira's office and to Mr. Oliveira at our first status conference, and it was agreed that we would try to resolve this informally. We have mediated, but given the time that has passed, I think we're in a better position to get it done.
Okay. So then you're going to attempt to continue informal mediation?
Yes, Judge. And if for some reason we can't get there, in the next 30 days or so, then we'll file a motion for DCC.
I think we're pretty close, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Then if not, return on February 7th, if it's not settled between now and then, February 7th at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I have no further business. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Longoria?
Yes, Your Honor. On number 33, it's F-2958-21-9. And Judge, I'm making an oral motion to non-suit this case. I did file an order this morning. If the court would grant that oral motion.
Okay. And that's on F-2958-21-9. Yes,
That's correct.
your order's already filed?
Yes, Your Honor. I filed it this morning.
Okay, I'll have it forwarded to my queue and I'll grant that and I'll go ahead and sign off on it.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Ms. Trevino?
Hi, good morning, Judge. Number 15 on your docket. And I'm here on behalf of plaintiff Eliobardo Galaviz, and I did see Mr. Garcia on the call as well.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joe Garcia, I'm present, Judge.
Good morning. This is on CL 183677-I. Eliobardo, Eleobardo Galaviz versus Star Operators. Okay, and what is the announcement?
Your Honor, we did have the deposition of my client scheduled for the 26th of October, and we also had a mediation scheduled for the 22nd of November. So everything was aligning properly, at least we thought, but then my client got really sick, so we had to cancel the deposition last minute. And again, Mr. Garcia, thank you for being very understanding on that. So at this point, Your Honor, we just wanted to ask for a little bit more time so that we can either reschedule the deposition or mediation or try to settle this one before the year is over.
That's correct. We just need a little bit more time.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you an opportunity to go ahead and get that done. Those things happen. I'll have you come back on March the 2nd. That gives you, with the holidays, it's kind of tough.
Yes.
I know that we all want to do things during the holidays and try to get things done, but I'm very realistic about the time frame for the rest of the year. So I'll give you at least through the beginning of the year. And we'll come back on March the 2nd at 9:30. If you need something earlier than that, let us know. But if not, we'll see you on March 2nd at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all we have. May we be excused?
You certainly may.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Ms. Trevino, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. McInnes?
Good morning, Judge. We're here on docket number 29. James Cuellar is opposing counsel. He's online too, Your Honor. Our announcement is that we mediated this case once and we recessed for a second mediation. But right before that second mediation happened, there was a medical emergency involving the plaintiff's family. And they finally got that squared away and we're set. We've exchanged mediation dates and there's 3 different dates in the second week of January that both sides are agreeable to. We're just waiting for the mediator to put it on the calendar.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, then, and that's on CL 211711-I. All right, then I'll go ahead and give you an opportunity to do that and just return on February 7th at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. We have nothing further. May we both be excused.
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good day, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Garcia? Mr. Garcia, you're on mute.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. It's Felipe Garcia, not Fred Garcia. Sorry. It's attorney Felipe Garcia is the one that I called, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Garcia.
Number 19 on your docket, CL 194689-I. I represent the plaintiff, Magda Cerda. We mediated this case very recently. We were not able to conclude it. I've just got a little bit more discovery to do. I asked for some depositions yesterday, and other than that, we don't have much else to do to get this case ready to go.
Okay, and who's defense counsel on this?
Damon Garcia with Farmers, I think it is.
Okay. All right. Then if you're gonna go ahead and file your DCC, if you're going to want to have a trial setting, and I don't know, when do you want to file that?
I'll file it very, very soon because these people don't settle cases. They just drag them out. And
okay. Then I'm going to set a tickler for December the 10th just to see if the DCC has been filed, and then we'll get you set up for that DCC so you can get a trial setting.
Thank you very much, Honor. May I be excused?
You certainly may, sir.
And go Cowboys.
Yes, always.
All right.
Okay. Mr. Guerra?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Your Honor, I have Delia Sanchez for a little prove-up divorce here with us to present for the prove-up. She I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of all the documents on file, including the waiver of service that was previously filed with this honorable court. We're prepared to go forward.
Okay, so Mr. Samuel Sanchez, did he sign up on the divorce decree?
He did, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. All right, and your client, is she present on Zoom?
She is, Your Honor.
Ms. Sanchez, can you please raise your right hand? Let me see. I don't see her on here.
Hold on one second, Your Honor. I'm sorry, Your Honor, she was in the restroom. We're ready though.
Okay, is she appearing from your screen or is she?
No, she's on a separate screen right now. Let me see.
Okay, I think she's logging in.
Sorry for the delay.
Okay, Ms. Sanchez, can you turn your screen on? All right, go ahead and unmute. Ms. Sanchez, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, the court will take judicial notice of the documents that have been filed in F-0733-21-9, specifically the waiver of service that was filed back on April 26, 2021. And go ahead, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sanchez, please state your name.
Delia Sanchez?
You're currently married to Samuel Sanchez.
Yes, sir.
You've been a domiciliary of Texas for the preceding 6-month period and a resident of this county for the preceding 90-day period.
Yes, sir.
You were married to Samuel Sanchez on or about September 12, 1992, and you ceased living together in August of 2018.
Yes, sir.
And your marriage to Samuel has become insupportable because of discord and conflict of personalities that destroys the ends of the marriage relationship.
Yes, sir.
Is there any reasonable expectation of reconciling?
No.
And there were 3 children born of this marriage.
Yes, sir.
2 of them are of adult status, and one, Galilea Sanchez, she's 17 years old at this time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you don't have any adopted children?
No.
You're not expecting any children at this time?
No, sir.
And were there any court-ordered conservatorships, guardianships, or other court-ordered relationships affecting the children before this divorce proceeding?
No, sir.
Do the children own any property?
No, sir.
Okay, you and your husband have proposed a parenting plan for this court to consider, and that's included in your final decree of divorce, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that this proposed parenting plan for Galilea is in the best interest of the child? And do you ask this court to approve that proposed parenting plan?
Yes, sir.
And have you and your husband also entered to an agreement concerning the division of your property and debts?
Yes, sir.
And you are in agreement to that?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that that agreement is fair and equitable to both you and your husband?
Yes, sir.
And are you requesting your name to be changed from Delia C. Sanchez to Delia Coronado?
Yes, sir.
Now, you've seen, and I'm handing you, and I've showed you, you have it before you, the agreed decree of divorce, which was submitted for the judge's signature. You previously reviewed it, and that's your signature on the final decree of divorce?
Yes, sir.
And your husband also signed it, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're asking this honorable court to grant you a divorce and approve all the agreements that you've entered into, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, the court is accepting the agreement as testified to onto the record by Ms. Sanchez and granting the name change, and also is granting the divorce today. I don't see that if you filed the divorce decree, it still hasn't been accepted because I'm not seeing it on my queue yet.
Okay, Your Honor, we'll check with the clerk and with your office to make sure that it's in your.
Okay, but as soon as it's forwarded to me, I'll sign off on it.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, best of luck to you, ma'am.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Likewise. Okay, Mr. Flores?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here with Cynthia Del Bosque. We're number 2 on the docket.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am. All right, that's F 1681-21-9 in the matter of the marriage of Juliana Barco and Lucio Gonzalez.
Good morning, Your Honor. Cynthia Canto del Bosque on behalf of the petitioner, and she is present on the screen.
Your Honor, Joe Richard Flores ad litem for
Okay.
Mr. Lucio Gonzalez was served by publication.
Okay. And Ms. Canto del Bosque, are you prepared to move forward?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Flores, with your approval, is it good to move forward?
Yes, Your Honor. I did a lot of research. I went through Facebook, Google, the white pages, public data, dog pile, criminal record search, which indicated that he was arrested and convicted in 2015 for DWI. Tax records, I went and mailed the person who I believe may be related to him, since the person is Mr. Mario Alberto Gonzalez at his last known address, sent him a letter, but I never received any kind of response from him. Public data did not indicate any kind of driver license or an ID card. So I could not locate his whereabouts, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I appreciate your assistance. Ms. Barco, can you please raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Cantu del Bosque, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We ask the court take judicial notice of all documents on file.
The court will take judicial notice of the documents that are in the court's file.
Thank you. Ms. Barco, can you please state your full name for the record?
Juliana Barco.
And Ms. Barco, are you the same Juliana Barco who filed for divorce against Lucio Gonzalez in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were married to Mr. Lucio Gonzalez on or about June 27th, 2015, and ceased to live together as husband and wife on or about September 17th, 2017. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to filing for this divorce, did you reside in the state of Texas for at least 180 days and in the county of Hidalgo for at least 90 days?
Yes, ma'am.
And during this marriage, you had one child born by the name of Lucio Gonzalez Jr. with a date of birth of August 18th, 2015. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that child was a child conceived between you and Mr. Lucio Gonzalez, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
During the marriage, you had another child born to you by the name of Sandra Janelle Cruz, correct?
Yes.
However, that child has a biological father who's named on her birth certificate. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that biological father is not Mr. Lucio Gonzalez. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And during the marriage, it is my understanding that you all did not, or excuse me, let me backtrack. You're asking the court to grant you sole managing conservatorship of your child, Lucio Gonzalez Jr., with no visitations at this time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And your reasoning for asking for this relief is that the child, Lucio Gonzalez Jr., does not know his father, Lucio Gonzalez. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
He's never met him. Is that correct?
No.
Okay. And with regard to the division of the estate, you're asking that the court grant you any property, personal property that is in your possession, including any debt associated with that personal property, and that the court award any personal property in the possession of Mr. Gonzalez and any debt associated with that personal property. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Barco, are you asking the court for child support at this time?
No, I'm not.
Do you believe that it would be in the best interest of the child, however, to ask for child support at minimum wage?
To that, I don't know, because I thought since he was not a US citizen that I couldn't get it. So I haven't think about that.
Okay, Your Honor, we would ask that the court grant child support based on a minimum wage presumption at the rate of $216.49 and a medical support of $57 based on minimum wage, Your Honor. That's all I have of this witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Flores, did you want to ask her any questions?
Just have a couple of questions, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Ms. Barco, do you know a Mario Alberto Gonzalez?
No, sir.
Okay. That's not Lucio's brother or relative?
It's not his brother. I don't know if it's his relative. He only has two brothers. They all live in Veracruz. I've never met them.
Okay. And so you think that Mr. Gonzalez has been deported, as in Mexico?
I know so. Yes. I called the Port Isabel back in the 2017 or 2018, around those dates. When he was incarcerated for the second time at Hidalgo, then they transport him to the Port Isabel. ICE took him and then he was deported.
You know his family that's in Veracruz? You know how to get a hold of him?
No, no, sir.
So you never, since your son was born, you haven't talked to him at all?
No, he doesn't know that family.
You don't know the family at all?
No, I do not.
Okay. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay. The court is granting the divorce today and the relief as requested and testified to on the record. And Ms. Cante del Bosque, were the fees already taken care of for Mr. Flores?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. All right, then go ahead and have that divorce decree submitted and I'll go ahead and sign off on it.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Does the court require my client's signature on that divorce decree?
No, you and Mr. Flores can sign off on it because she's already testified to it on the record.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
I have nothing further before this honorable court, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank
Ms.
you. Have a good day.
Barco, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Flores.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right, now Attorney David Flores. Sorry about that.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Flores here on number 35 on the court's docket. We're scheduled for a status hearing this morning, Your Honor.
Yes.
Mr. David Castro is opposing counsel.
I'm here, Judge.
F 6075-19-9. Okay,
Your Honor, we have not yet mediated this case. They did supplement some discovery. I have provided that information to our expert. They've informed me that they would have a report to me sometime this month. I think we can probably move forward with scheduling mediation sometime towards the end of January, early February. Perhaps we can get a DCC set in case it doesn't settle. I'm hopeful that it will, but that's pretty much where we're at, Judge. There's another issue. I know there's the court has compelled already a response to the sworn inventory. I know Mr. Castro is going to be getting that information to me. We have discussed that, but that's the status and that's where we're at.
okay, Mr. Caso, do you want to add anything?
The only thing I would add, Judge, is that sometimes when we're involved in cases with third-party witnesses that don't have as much skin in the game as we do, since they don't answer directly to the court, sometimes it's helpful to have dates against which to work, to kind of give them some motivation. So what I've requested in the past of Mr. Flores, and we tried to get it done, but it didn't happen. But what I've requested in the past and what I would request now is that we go ahead and get a date for mediation. And that way, Mr. Flores is in a position of telling his expert that he needs what is being worked on with sufficient time ahead of that, so that we can proceed with the case, because we've been waiting for a report for some time now, and I know it's not a quick turnaround.
And the basis of that is that there was it took a substantial amount of time to get me the information to provide to my expert, Judge. And again, here just recently, there's been multiple supplements. So it's been, again, we've had to file multiple motions, to compel the information to provide to my expert. I did have a conversation with the expert maybe 2 weeks ago. They've informed me that they would have a report to me this month. They don't know exactly when this month. But I think we can probably, I feel comfortable scheduling a mediation towards the latter part of January, early February. I think that'd give me plenty of time to get that report, review it with my client, make any changes that, or, depending on what we have. And I think if we can schedule it at that time, I feel comfortable doing that.
Okay, well, once you get the information that you need in order to participate in a fruitful mediation, and I expect that you will get that scheduled, I'm gonna have y'all come back on March the 2nd at 9:30, and that gives you plenty of time between now and then to be able to get that report, get your information, and see which direction y'all are gonna take.
Very well. And I am hopeful that we can get it resolved.
Okay. All right, anything else?
Well, the only other comment I would have, Judge, is we've already agreed on a mediator, so would it be appropriate for me to reach out to that person, find out their availability for late January, and have Mr. Flores and I agree to a date now with the expectation that he'll have the information that he needs to proceed with the mediation?
I would, look, I would just work on reasonable dates for you all so that you can look at your calendar and look at the mediator's calendar. And then also maybe Mr. Flores can have his expert and just let him know, like, hey, we're getting ready to do mediation around this time. I need for you to please, hammer down and give me that report as soon as possible.
I feel comfortable doing that.
So.
I'll proceed accordingly, Judge.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. I have
you.
nothing for me to be excused.
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a wonderful day.
Likewise. Okay, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Okay, Ms. Flores,
Yes, Judge, ready.
we're ready? All right. We are back on the record and let me take the next announcement. I lost Mr. Euthymio, I guess. Okay. Okay, Mr. Schroeder? And that's CL 23084-I, Trinity Life Insurance versus Leslie Gomez. I have Mr. Schroeder and Mr. Guerra.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
Good morning, sir. Doing well.
The parties did go to mediation on the 16th of November. Mediation was unsuccessful, and I believe the mediator filed his report with this court. At the last hearing, the court advised that the court was going to take plaintiff's motion for summary judgment under advisement, and we were hoping to have a decision on that today, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Guerra?
I'm trying to find a judge. I don't know if you can see me. Oh, there,
I can
there
see
am.
you.
Judge, that's correct. The mediation was not successful, and so he had filed a motion for summary judgment, which I responded. My argument's still the same. He has not corrected the problem that I've already brought it up to his attention, that there's absolutely no affidavits attached to. May I speak?
Excuse me.
That there's absolutely no affidavits attached to a summary judgment. I've never seen a summary judgment that does not have an affidavit, at least saying that whatever he's saying is true. And so I brought it to the attention last time. You said we were going to go to mediation, and he still has not corrected it. And so I don't see how you can go ahead and rule on and find and grant his summary judgment. He'll get reversed, and I will appeal if he doesn't do what the law requires him to do. He needs to file affidavits, even if it's his own affidavit saying that the documents that are attached is true or whatever. But and I brought it to his attention last time, and well, my argument is there, Judge. You can take it under advisement, or you can go ahead and decide what you want to do, Judge. But basically, that's where we're at. We're still at the same argument that we had about 6 weeks ago.
Okay, Mr. Schroeder, you were going to respond?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. First of all, Rule 166A provides that a motion for summary judgment can be filed with or without affidavits. All I'm required under 166A, Your Honor, is to provide some sort of evidence to this court proving the arguments in the motion for summary judgment. This court has taken judicial notice of the deed of trust, the substitute trustee's deed, and the notice to vacate as exhibits A, B, and C in this case. Those exhibits are proof under our client's motion for summary judgment of its arguments in the motion for summary judgment. In addition, Your Honor, in Mr. Guerra's response to the motion for summary judgment, Mr. Guerra calls into question the underlying foreclosure. That is wholly improper in this case. The only issue in this case is right to possession. That is very clearly stated in the motion for summary judgment and in the brief that we filed in support of that, Your Honor. I've handled motion for summary judgments for the past 30 years in Texas and federal courts, filed them with affidavits, filed them without affidavits. Obviously, the court could take judicial notice of public records, documents filed in the case in support of a motion for summary judgment. Our summary judgment is valid. I would ask that the court rule on that summary judgment and grant plaintiff's motion.
Okay.
Your Honor, with all due respect, a summary judgment needs to stand on its own. You cannot say, take judicial notice of all the documents on file. That's for a judgment. That's for, if he's going to prove up his case. But on a summary judgment must stand on its own. Whatever he files as exhibits, that's what will be challenged in the Court of Appeals. The fact that he says the court has taken judicial notice of all the papers on file, that doesn't work for a summary judgment. I just don't know where he's coming from. But that's fine. He's the one that's going to risk I will take it to the Court of Appeals and he will get reversed. So I'm not sure what is his problem of just simply doing what I think the statute requires, period. You can't say that on a summary judgment, court take judicial notice of all the files that's on it. That doesn't work for a summary judgment.
Okay, so I've already heard those arguments before when we had the motion for summary judgment hearing, and now that you've gone to mediation and it hasn't settled, I will issue a ruling and you'll get your ruling by December the 17th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and then you can decide how you're going to proceed from there.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I
All
be
right.
excused?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful
Your Honor.
holiday
I'll
season.
be excused. Stay safe, Your Honor.
Yes, thank
Well,
you.
I have another one, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay, which other one do you have, Mr. Guerra?
I have Adan Guerrero. I'm not sure what number is in your docket. CL-21-3663.
Number 7, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and who is the plaintiff's? Oh, that's on the, was your client the one that was asking for the appeal or?
Yes, my Adan Guerrero was the one, Your Honor. That's my client.
Okay, and did he ever pay the bond in time?
Well, the bond, we perfected the bond, so I'm not sure what the judge went ahead and if you look at the appeal, we did the what we always do on appeal. It's not a cash bond, it's a signature bond. For whatever reason, the judge, I'm not sure why he decided not to sign it. So what happens in this case is that then it goes to you, and then if the court feels that it's a sufficient bond, and then you can go ahead and reconsider it, because that's the reason that this is the first time that the judge says the bond and doesn't sign off on it. So I'm not sure what do we go from there. But as far as the statute reads, is that it's substantial compliance. So it goes to you, and then this court can then decide to go ahead, and if it's a signature bond, which is what we always do with appeals, then this court can go ahead and approve it, and if the court decides that no, that you need to have an actual cash $5,000 bond, and then that's a different story. But that's where we're at with this, Your Honor. If we did file the surety, the solvency, everything that is required under the statute as far as the signature bonds.
Okay, and is anyone here from Esponjas Development?
I haven't been able to contact anybody on the other side, Your Honor, because I don't see an attorney of record. I don't know if he's representing himself.
Well, they did receive notice. Is their last known address 2912 South Jackson?
Looking at the actual petition that was filed by them. Yes, that's a correct address that the petition was filed under. The JP petition.
Yes.
So the only thing, I guess the court can go ahead and just
Okay, so did the clerk's office is the county clerk's office stating that they're not acknowledging that bond then, or because the way that I have it on here is that the bond has not been paid. You're saying that you did pay the bond.
No, I'm saying that we went ahead and
I know. I'm sorry, by signature.
Right. It all the requirements that are met, the solvency, that's the affidavit of solvency, the two sureties that are required, and the principal signs, and then we submit that to the judge. The judge then signs that, and we send it up. For whatever reason, the judge sent it up without his signature. So I don't know if he just forgot to sign it, But the statute says that if we do file it within 5 days and we're within the 5 days and we have substantial compliance, and then the bond issue can be raised by the other party saying that, it's not proper or whatever reason, but this court can then decide. But here it's the clerk that's saying, I noticed that the judge hasn't signed, so there's nobody challenging it. It's the clerk that's challenging it. And so
No, the judge denied the appeal bond. Judge Munoz on October 28th, 2021, signed an order denying your appeal bond.
okay, I didn't have that order. I just saw that it wasn't signed, so I submitted. So again, this court can take another crack at the bond issue. If the JP does not feel that that's sufficient bond, the other side can, or declines, the judge denies the bond, we still go ahead before this court, and this court can then decide, as far as I'm concerned, this is sufficient, or I'm going to continue with what the judge wants, and you need to put up $5,000 cash bond, Your Honor, but you have another crack at the apple.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to look into this because I'm not.
Again, recall that there's nobody, the other side complaining about it.
Well, it's not that I don't know why they're not here, but when the JP denied that appeal, the appeal bond, so I'm gonna look into something myself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and reset this matter. And
That's fine. I can file a short brief, Your Honor, showing you a little bit of the case laws.
okay, I'm gonna have you come back on February the 7th. And please file an order resetting hearing and make sure to CC the Esponjas development.
That's fine, Your Honor. And like I
Okay.
said, I'll file a short brief regarding that point.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
you certainly may.
And that's at 9 o'clock, or is that at 10? Your Honor?
9:30.
9:30. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Efthimiou?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm number 4 on the docket.
So they reset it for.
Jose Andrade versus Jerry Andrade. I represent Ms. Andrade, the respondent, and Mr. Fabian Guerrero is on the other side.
Okay.
It was
All right, that's F 3266-21-9 in the matter of the marriage of Jose Andrada and Jerry Andrada. And I do see that Mr. Andrada is present. Is Mr. Guerrero on?
Well, he was on there earlier. I don't know if he's there now.
Mr. Andrada, do you want to get Mr. Guerrero on, please?
He's in federal court right now.
Oh, he's in federal court. All
If I
right.
can get into a little bit what's going on, just there was a mediation order for temporary orders by the court. We did it back in October. There was an agreement. This is set to file a hearing, and my client does not want to do the same agreement as the temporary order. So I don't know if the court is going to require another mediation or we have a contested hearing. I haven't already talked to Mr. Guerrero about it.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and see if Mr. Guerrero finishes before we finish the end of the docket, and I'll just have you on standby.
I have to go another court, so I can be excused, come back.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Caso?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on Bob Becker case. It's number 30. Bob Becker versus and I think I already non-suited Jesus Villarreal, but just VSDA Services LLC. And we originally had filed a motion for DCC. I think that the defendant is pro se. I don't know what, I can just fill the court in real quick. So this is 2 large pieces of land in around Monte Cristo and Inspiration Road. And there's a claim regarding whether there was a violation of a restrictive covenant, specifically about whether one mobile trailer could be parked in one of the properties. So I think it's going to end up being a complicated case, even though the other party filed an answer. I know they're going to end up hiring an attorney because they're both, kind of big players here. So we were hoping to get a DCC just to move things a little bit, but I don't know what the court thinks. I don't believe the other party's present here today.
Okay. So is anybody here for Jesus? You said you non-suited Jesus Everardo Villarreal Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor. Or either I did or I will.
Okay, so then all that's left is VSDA services.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't think that anybody is here on behalf of VSDA services?
No, and I think that they're about to retain an attorney. So I don't know if maybe we want to get another status
Do
hearing.
you have communication with them?
I mean, we've communicated conceptually, and these guys, these are large land developers, and they've talked to each other a lot, and they're just disputing whether they can park mobile units outside of their property or inside of their properties.
Okay.
And whether the restrictive covenant is valid, and so there's a lot of arguments.
So right now they're on the property
Yeah, they're on the property. Yeah,
and your client wants them off the property.
that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Normally I would have, my next setting is on February 7th, but then that's going to be about 8 weeks that they're still on the property that I'm sure your client doesn't want them on the property.
Well,
so
yeah, I think February 7th may be right, because I'd rather just have the other attorney come in.
Yes.
Give them time and prepare. I know there's a lot of arguments, and there's multiple attorneys that drafted the document that are real estate certified. So I forecast that this is going to get big.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's go ahead and reset this for February the 7th at 9:30, and let's see if they do hire somebody between now and then. If you do communicate with them, encourage them to do that as soon as possible.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then before we entertain any type of DCC dates or anything like that, let's see if they come in so that we can, usually what I'll do is make sure the case is being worked up before I set anything for trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then we'll see you then, Mr. Castro.
Thank you so much. We'll stay in touch.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Colegio?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm on number 34 on your docket.
All right, F 3121-15-9 in the matter of the marriage of Luis Acosta and Sarabiel, Sarabiel Marcial.
Yes, Your Honor, I was appointed ad litem in this case, and I've spoken to Mr. Acosta. We're making arrangements, and I actually finally got a hold of Ms. Marcial. I don't know if she's on your I don't see her on the Zoom, but in any event, I texted Greg Lopez, who represents Mr. Acosta on the case, if we were still on, but he was stuck in federal court. And long story short, his client was supposed to get back to him on some issues that we had discussed. And in any event, we're just asking for more time because Mr. Lopez is stuck there. Ms. Marcial was not aware of today's hearing, although I told her, instructed her to call your court. I don't know if she did or not, to get the Zoom link and give them her email address, and she's pro se at this point. In any event, I don't see her on here. Just asking for another reset date for a status conference, and I'll text Mr. Lopez and Ms. Marcial also to let them know the new date, should you give us one.
So Ms. Marcial is pro se?
Yes, ma'am. At this point, she is. That's what she told me yesterday.
Okay. Well, the earliest I have is February 7th.
Okay, and that's for another status conference?
Yes.
Very well, I will let Mr. Lopez and Ms. Marcial know the new date.
Okay, and if by chance you're ready for a final hearing on that date, I will take you up.
Very well, thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
This concludes my business on the court. My big excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, Miss, okay, I'm gonna try. Sustrom, how do you pronounce it?
Shostrom, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm usually pretty good about it, but I don't want to butcher it too bad.
That was really close. That was.
Okay, what case?
Number 5 on your docket, Your Honor. It's First Technology Federal Credit versus Maria Socorro Gonzalez. I don't know if she's on. There might be a phone call in that might be her.
Okay, let me call it out. CL 211682-I. Maria Socorro Gonzalez, are you present? Maria Socorro Gonzalez? Okay, doesn't look like that's her.
Hey, Your Honor, this is a motion for summary judgment on a deficiency balance on a vehicle loan, and we filed our affidavits in support of the motion. We're requesting judgment in the amount of $15,886.43, interest at the contractual rate of 4.73% per annum, and attorney's fees of $2,200 and costs of court.
Okay,
And she did not file controverting affidavits.
okay, so the court is taking judicial notice of all the documents in the court's files. Also, the defendant did receive notice at her last known address, which is at 10969 Tampa Avenue, Santa Rosa, Texas, 78593.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so the court is also taking notice that she did not file a response to the motion for summary judgment that was filed in this case, nor did she file any controverting affidavits. Therefore, the court will grant the relief as requested by the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, do you have an order? Oh, yes. So the order that was filed on September 14th is the one you want me to sign?
Let me double check. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll ask for that one to be forwarded to my queue.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You certainly may. Have a good day.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Ms. Miller?
Hi, good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on number 17 on your docket, and I saw Ms. Padilla is counsel for plaintiff and counsel for defendants, and we just had a minor settlement hearing today, or minor prove-up hearing on a settlement, but it looks like she stepped away from her desk.
Okay.
And I'm not seeing her.
There's a shadow there somewhere. Miss Padilla or somebody in Miss Padilla's office, let her know that we're on her case.
I think we might be waiting for her client to get it to hop on to testify in the minor settlement hearing. Ms. Padilla, we're on our case.
Oh, so sorry. Actually, my client, I believe I just got off the phone with him. He had a doctor's appointment to get tested.
Is it Fred?
Yes.
Okay, he's been in on it. I've been letting him in and then he gets off and okay, he's not on right now, but he was on earlier. So he's been on and off, on and off, on and off.
Okay. My apologies.
That's okay. We can go ahead and wait. Let me go ahead and continue with the docket then. All right, and I have somebody under admin.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is.
Hold
I don't know
on.
if it's- oh.
No, it's not. I'm calling somebody else, ma'am.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's okay. Okay, I can barely hear you, ma'am.
Let me see. I don't know how to make it. What about now?
I can barely hear you. I don't think my court reporter can hear you.
Let me try to log on to another
computer and I'll log on to that one.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, and who do I have on the telephone?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. This is Leticia Guzman, docket number 31
Okay,
for Emilio Lopez. Well,
okay, that's on F 2734-19-9. And you said your name was Leticia Guzman?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And are you pro se on this matter?
Yes,
Okay. And are you the mother?
I'm not the mother, I'm the aunt of the child. The
Okay.
mom is here with me. Her name's Veronica Lopez, Your Honor.
Okay, let me look up the case because I have you here on a status conference because there hasn't been movement.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so Ms. Guzman, you filed this petition as the aunt.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And the reason that you did that is what? Because the child has been living with you for more than 6 months?
Well, that plus my sister Veronica, the mother of the child, is she's bipolar, severe depression. She's always going into mental rehab, and it's hard for me because sometimes I need something more by court. Like the other day, I had to take him to the dentist, and it was hard because they needed some documentation from her, and she was in Harlingen at the Tropical, at the mental hospital. So it's just hard for me.
So is it Emilio is the only child?
Yes.
And what? I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
So, but the date of birth that I have on the petition seems to be incorrect.
Yeah, I think they put 2000, I don't know what year, but it's 12/17, 12/13/17.
So the child is just going to be 4 years old.
That's correct.
Okay. And so, all right. So the thing is that in these situations, you also have to have an ad litem. Because the ad litem has to be able to assess to see if this is also in the best interest of the child.
Mm-hmm.
So what I need for you to do is, okay, and what about the biological father?
Your Honor, she doesn't know who the father is. Like I said, she's mentally ill.
Okay.
The baby was born in California.
All right. Well, you're going to run into some hiccups here because since she does not know who the child is and the child was born in California, you would have to, I'm sorry?
Sorry, Your Honor, the father, she doesn't know who the father is yet.
I understand that, but where was the child born in what state?
In California.
Okay, so then you have to have a letter from the registry of vital statistics in California to make sure that nobody registered as the father of the child. Then you get that letter, you have to have that filed with the court. And then you're going to have an ad litem appointed for the child and for the unknown father.
Ad litem, okay.
It's called ad litem, and that's about as much as I can tell you now.
Okay, and then once, I'm sorry, Your Honor, because I'm new at this, I'm never done this before. So after I get the letter and filed it with the court in California, what was the letter called that I need to file?
You have to check, every state is different, right? So like in Texas, it would be to see if the father has signed an acknowledgement of paternity with the Bureau of Vital Statistics. So they have to have a Bureau of Vital Statistics in California.
Okay.
So you have to check, you have to get a letter from there saying that nobody has filed as the father for this child. So that way you know that there's no father that is filed for this child. Then you have to have an ad litem that's appointed for the unknown father and an ad litem appointed for the child. I honestly, Ms. Guzman, I know your intentions are pure and I know that you have good intentions, but this is probably going to be a little bit over your head. And so you may want to look into hiring somebody. I know you filed a statement of inability to afford payment, but it's a lot. And I don't know how you'll be able to do that on your own.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, in the meantime, I can do the other stuff because I was born and raised in California, so I know a lot of people over there. So I'll try to get that letter, at least, you know, that from the non-parent, because we don't even know who the parent is. She doesn't even know who the parent is.
Yes.
The father. And but in let's say, Your Honor, like in the meantime, is there any way I can have like something like a temporary guardianship or something? So
No.
I don't have this.
Unfortunately, ma'am, no. You would have to have because you haven't perfected service on the unknown father yet. That's another thing.
Okay. So once I do that, maybe I can get at least some type of.
I mean, in the meantime, the best that you can do is try to see if you can have her sign something in front of a notary that will be accepted, but I can't tell you that that's going to be sufficient.
Yeah, I know. It hasn't been sufficient. That's why. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to give you some time to go ahead and see if you're going to be able to do that. And your next hearing is on March the 2nd.
March 2nd. Okay.
At 9:30.
9:30.
Yes. And can I get an email address for you?
Yes, it's L as in Larry, G as in Gary, 0414 at S as in Sam, B as in Charlie, B as in boy, C as in Charlie, global.net.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Guzman.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. Okay, ma'am, I see that you got on another device. And what case are you on?
It's a CL 173804-H.
Okay. And that's Eugene Denby versus Ciria Munoz?
Yes, I am Ciria Munoz.
Okay.
And what it is, Your Honor, is that I did have an attorney, and he was like a pro bono, but he's no longer my counsel. And I mean, I'm just lost in all of this, and I've been trying to call legal aid to try to see, but I've been unsuccessful in the this last week, and I know it's been a holiday, so I'm just asking for time to try to see where I can get an attorney on this.
Good afternoon, or good morning, Judge. Sonny Palacios for Mr. Denby.
Yes, sir. Okay, so then mediation didn't occur after all?
Judge, we had mediation scheduled for the 9th. However, Mr. Pete Diaz had notified us that he was going to be withdrawing from the case. So seeing that the mediation will probably be not fruitful or unfruitful with that at that time, we have spoken with Miss Edna Cedillo. We are just currently awaiting respondent to either hire an attorney or represent herself. We've been waiting on this case, Judge, in 2017. And the announcements have been pretty much the same. We're going to hire an attorney. We need some time. They hired an attorney. Mr. Diaz has been on and off. If she's not going to hire an attorney, Judge, what we can do is proceed. She can represent herself. If she wants to hire an attorney, that's fine, but we can't wait too much longer.
Okay, so I do see that I signed his order granting the withdrawal back on November the 18th, so he is no longer there. So Ms. Munoz, technically you're pro se at this moment. I'll give you an opportunity to try to hire counsel, but if you can't find counsel, then, you know, you'll need to see how it is that you're going to want to proceed with this. Let me see. The earliest I have is a status conference for February the 7th at 9:30. So between now and then, I suggest that you hire new counsel and that you get that mediation also rescheduled.
Judge, in this matter, we can have Ms. Munoz's contact information, so we, in this moment, we can forward that to Ms. Cedillo, so Ms. Cedillo can get in contact with her also, since at the moment she is representing herself.
Okay, yes, Ms. Munoz, because you're pro se, if they need to contact you, they have to contact you directly. So is there a phone number or an email address?
Yes, I do have an email address.
Okay.
And it's my first name, it's CIRIA, and then it's M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, Z as in zebra, MNZ0527@gmail.com.
Okay.
CIRIAMNZ0527@gmail.com.
Yes.
Yes.
And cell phone or home phone business number?
956-393-9011.
And this is a cell phone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. We'll forward the information to Ms. Cedillo, Judge, and see what we can do before that, or so Ms. Cedillo can also stay abreast of the situation.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Y'all are excused.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ms. Saldana?
Good morning, Judge. I apologize. I had this on a different date for my calendar, so I apologize for being late.
Oh, that's okay. Mr. Ball has not checked in. Is he still on this case?
He is, Judge, and as a matter of fact, he just copied me on an email where he sent the proposed order to his client to review and for signature. I got that around, I think, 8:30 something this morning. But I have not spoken with him directly, unfortunately. So I was actually gonna send him a message to see if they were gonna log on but I haven't heard from him.
Okay.
And I know my client is he's on right now. So I'm not sure how the court would like to proceed.
Well, is it going to be so then right now at this point, you don't know if it's an agreed order?
No, it is, Judge. We went to mediation and everything. So we back then we went to court for the agreement was read into the record. We got and it just never got signed.
Okay.
So we have the mediation agreement and I can attach it with the final order if you prefer, or I'm not sure if you have docket in the afternoon, if that way you want me to get Mr. Ball to log on.
Well, so you all have already proved up this agreement?
Yes, and just so that because so much time had gone by, I didn't know. So I had messaged Mr. Ball to see hey, should we just get it sent back to 4? So Judge Garza can just sign off on it since he's the one who actually heard it, if that's what you would prefer, or just submit the mediated agreement to you.
Well, what I would say is that because you all have already read it into the record and it's based off a mediated settlement agreement, as long as the parties and the attorneys sign the order, I will sign it.
Okay, and that's the problem we were having is getting the other party to sign off on it.
Okay, so if for some reason the other party doesn't sign off on it, just submit it with your the signatures and just attach the mediated settlement agreement if you'd like as an exhibit.
Okay.
And I always review them anyway.
Okay.
So if Mr. Ball signs off, you do, and your client, that'll be sufficient.
Okay. Then I can go ahead and do that, Judge. I know because we sent it signed up. We've already signed off on it and we sent it to him. So I'll see what happens by the end of today.
Okay. And if for some reason all of that doesn't work out, just file a motion for entry.
Okay, will do, Judge.
All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Your Honor.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Miller and Ms. Padilla, your client still has not checked back in. Do you want to reschedule this?
I apologize, Your Honor. He did have a doctor's appointment, and he said that he would log on as soon as he was in the waiting room or
Yeah.
had the.
Well, he's been in and out, in and out, in and out. So I will give him that. The only thing is that now we're down to just two of you, and Mr. Guerrero's still stuck in federal court, so I'm probably gonna have to reschedule them. So really, it's just down to you all. So normally I don't have any more openings for the year, but I can squeeze you in if it's just going to be a prove up. And then let me see if I can do that for next. Miss Rivera, can we do it on the 8th? Next week on the 8th?
Judge, it would be on the 6th. The 8th is, we're not available that.
Oh, that's right. Okay, on the 6th. All right, then just come
I
back.
apologize, Your Honor. I'm so sorry. However, Mr. Garcia, I know has to ask off from work, and I don't think that we've tried to do a hearing on such a short turnaround, but he was unable to attend. And so while I do not like the idea of it, I would actually ask the court to potentially push back the hearing so that way he could get time off from his employer.
Okay, well, if that's the case, the earliest I have then without squeezing y'all in, it's going to be February 7th. How much time do you think he would need, like 30 days notice?
That was, I think, yes, 30 days.
Judge,
Do
we have January the 12th, but we're already reaching 50. So if the parties are fine with waiting, Judge, I mean, that would be the earliest that we have, because every other day we're.
Yeah. January 12th, then at 9:30 would be the soonest.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right, you're welcome to stay on. I'm still gonna, I mean, we have like 2 minutes. I don't know. I mean, we can just do, I mean, for right now, we'll go ahead and put it for January the 12th at 9:30. Let me see. What number were y'all again?
17, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So for right now, we'll do January the 12th at 9:30, and then, but you're welcome to stay on until right now that I'm gonna get Mr. Guerrero's case. So we can see if he comes on the next couple of minutes.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so Miss Andrade, your attorney had logged on, he logged back off. And Mr. Andrade and Mr. Guerrero is still in federal court. So what we're gonna have to do is this afternoon, we will contact both your attorneys and get a date for you all, because the next date I have is February 7th, but I don't like to wait that long on family cases. Okay? That's the best that I can do.
That's fine with me.
All right, so we'll get with your attorneys this afternoon.
Actually, I'm sorry. He just got here. He took the case to us. He's gonna log on right now.
Oh, okay.
So you can talk to him about that.
Well, yeah, and now we lost Mr. Emithio, yeah. So,
Let me text him to see if he's able to log on real quick.
okay. Okay, we're back on the record. I have Mr. Efthimiou here, but Mr. Andrade, is Mr. Guerrero there?
He was going to his office. I mean, I'm not sure I can go look for him.
Well, we're just waiting on him.
Okay. Let me go find out.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Guerrero, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready, Judge. We have temporary orders agreement with,
Hold on, I don't have my court report on. Hold on. All right, Ms. Flores, you ready?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're back on the record and we're here on F 3266-21-9. And that's in the matter of the marriage of Jose Andrade and Jerry Andrade. And we were to have a final hearing, but it's my understanding that there may be some issues. So I'll hear announcements from the attorneys.
well, Judge Fabian Guerrero here for Jose Andrade. He's present, Judge, in my office. And the case, we attempted to mediate it to final, but we were unsuccessful. But we did mediate as per temporary orders. And there's a signed mediated agreement signed by my client and by myself. And I believe that that's our agreement. So I can read the mediated settlement agreement, prepare temporary orders, pursuant to it, and then, set the case for whatever other things we need to do in the case, possibly social study or an amicus if the court prefers. It's really up to the court.
Okay, Mr. Efthimiou?
Well, we just prefer to have a contested hearing whenever the court is ready.
Okay, so you all mediated the case, so I do need temporary orders that reflect that mediated settlement agreement so that we can stay with procedure. So if nobody else is going to sign off on those, I just need for it to reflect the mediated settlement agreement. I'll review the temporary orders that are submitted and I'll review the mediated settlement agreement. And if they mirror each other, I will sign off on that. Once those temporary orders are signed, if one party or the other is not satisfied or thinks that they're no longer workable, then you can file your motion to modify the temporary orders. And at that time, I will set you for a contested hearing. And then you all can continue with whatever it is that you need to so that you can get it ready and worked up for final. Now, if you're going to be, if custody is at issue, then of course file your appropriate orders for social studies and an ad litem, because that will be required and necessary so that you can continue with that. So.
All right.
Judge, if I may just get some clarification briefly, Your Honor, not from the court, but it's Mr. FFMU made an announcement about a contested hearing. When we did the mediated settlement agreement, we mediated for temporary orders. We signed off on it, sent it back to the mediator, Mrs. Alvarado, and we never got one signed by Jerry Andrade, which is Steve's client and himself. Did they sign off on the mediated settlement agreement, or did that?
Yeah, we signed off. We're fine with the agreement.
Oh, okay. So what I'll do,
Temporary.
I'll follow that, and I'll share the proposed orders based on the mediated settlement agreement with Mr. Steve Etemu, Judge.
Yes.
Okay, so since all of you signed off on that mediated settlement agreement, I expect that there won't be any issues as long as the temporary orders reflects it. So that would require both party signatures and both attorney signatures. If there are issues, then file your motion for entry of judgment. And either way, I'll go ahead and look and I'll go ahead and look at it.
Okay.
But if there's a modification for those temporary orders because either side thinks that it's unworkable, which is what Mr. Athemio is stating, then we can you file your motions and then we'll go ahead and get it set up for a contested hearing. But in the meantime, if that is what's going to happen, then file your social study, your motions for social study and also for the ad litem.
Do we have to have those, Your Honor, the social study and ad litem?
If custody is being contested, yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. So if not, I'm going to set you all up for February the 7th at 9:30.
Okay.
If for some reason you have it ready by then, we'll finalize it on that date. If not, if you need any settings before then, just let us know.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a good day. All right. Okay, Miss Padilla and Miss Miller, that's it. We're down to you all, and it doesn't look like your client is getting on. So we'll see you then on January the 12th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Okay, that concludes this morning's, oh wait, let me go ahead and check something. Before we officially sign on. Mr. Garcia, when he came on, he did not make an announcement on number 12, right?
No, Judge, on that one, there was a motion for non-suit.
Okay. Oh, Ms. Padilla, I meant my staff to stay on, not you.
Oh,
It's okay.
my apologies. Thank you
That's
so much, Your
okay.
Honor.
Okay. All right, did anybody call in or is there anything on number 21?
On number 21, Judge, there was a settlement letter filed.
Okay,
22 and 24, there were 11 and order resettings.
okay,
23, there was an order of dismissal filed. And then 32, there was a Rule 11 that I'm going to be in contact with them. They need to file an order resetting, Judge.
okay, and okay, and that's all right. Then